Hey everyone, and welcome. Are you ready to finally get a handle on talking about the past in English? Well, today we're going to do just that. We're going to break down the past simple tense so you can use it with total confidence. All right, let's get right into it. Now, you might remember in a previous session, we already covered the present simple. So if you're feeling pretty solid on that, you are in the perfect spot to build on that knowledge and, conquer the past. So here's what we've got on tap for today. We're going to start with what the past simple even is. Then we'll get into how to actually build sentences. After that, we'll cover a few must-know rules, look at some common mistakes so you can avoid them, and then wrap it all up by putting everything into practice. Sound good? First things first, what in the world is the past simple tense? Let's just start at the very beginning with the basics, because once you get this, everything else just clicks into place. Okay, so here's the core idea. The past simple is all about actions that are completely 100% done. They started in the past, and this is the important part, they finished in the past. It's like a completed story. It happened, it's over, we've moved on. So really, you're looking for two things. One, the action is over. Two, the time the action happened is also over. Take our example. I walked to the park yesterday. The walking is finished, right? And yesterday is definitely over. It's a perfect little snapshot of a moment that is completely in the past. Okay, so we know what it is and when to use it. Now for the fun part. How do we actually build sentences? Let's look at the blueprint for putting together perfect past simple sentences every single time. Now, check out how logical this structure is. For a positive sentence, what we call affirmative, you just take the verb and add ed or use its special past form. Easy enough. But look what happens with negatives and questions. This little helper verb, did, pops in. And the cool part is, did does all the hard work. The main verb, like play, gets to relax and go back to its original form. Let's look at some of these positive sentences. He watched a movie last night. That's a finished story. They visited Paris in 2023, a trip that's over. See how each of these verbs, watched, visited, ate, studied, called, is in its past form. It clearly tells us the action is done. So what about saying something didn't happen? Well, the pattern here is so simple and consistent. It's just did not plus the original base verb. He did not watch. They did not visit. I did not eat. See? It's the same exact formula every time. It makes things so much easier to remember. And to ask a question, we just take that magic word did and pop it right at the beginning of the sentence. Did he watch? Did they visit? And notice again, the main verb goes right back to its simple base form. That did at the start is our signal to everyone that we're asking about the past. Okay, so you have the basic blueprints. Now let's go over a couple of absolutely key rules. Think of this next part as your personal cheat sheet for success to help you get this right every time. So in the past simple, verbs basically come in two flavors. You've got your regular verbs, which are super easy, you just add ed. Walk becomes walked, but then you have the irregular verbs. These guys like to play by their own rules. So go becomes went and eat becomes ate. You do have to memorize them, but don't worry, you'll get the hang of the common ones really fast with just a little practice. All right, everybody lean in for a second because if you only remember one thing from today, please make it this. Always, and I mean always, use the simple base form of the verb after did or did not. So why is that? Well, it's because did is already past tense. It's carrying all the past tense weight for the sentence, so the main verb doesn't have to. You only need to say it once. You know, knowing the rules is great, but knowing where people usually get tripped up, that's even better. So let's be proactive and look at some common mistakes so we can fix them before they even become a habit. So where do people usually run into trouble with the past simple? What are the common pitfalls? Let's pinpoint them right now so you can just sail right past them. And here we go. This first one perfectly shows what I'm talking about. You'll hear people say she did not went all the time. But remember our number one rule, since we already have did, the verb has to be go. The second one is just a little spelling mistake. With regular verbs, just make sure you stick that ed on the end. And just a quick little reminder to keep things straight. Past simple is for something that is finished. I walked to work yesterday. It happened, it's done. Present simple is for habits or things that are always true. I walk to work every day. See the difference? One is a single event. The other is a routine. Okay, enough talk. We've covered the theory, but practice is where it all starts to feel natural. You've got the rules, you've got the structure. Now it's time to put your knowledge to the test. You ready? First off, keep your eyes peeled for these little clue words. Words and phrases like yesterday, last week, or 5 minutes ago. When you see these, they are a huge signal that you probably need to use the past simple. All right, here is your first challenge. Take a look at these 5 sentences. I want you to go ahead and pause right here and try to fill in the blanks with the correct past simple verb. Don't be shy, give it a shot. Okay, let's see the answers. How did you do? For number 1, it's saw because see is one of those irregular verbs. And for number 2, we did not play. That's our negative formula in action. If you got these, you're doing great. Ready for round 2? Okay, this time I'm giving you the pieces. Your job is to build a complete, correct sentence in the past simple. Think about if it's a statement, a negative, or a question. Go ahead and pause here and try to put them all together. All right, let's check our work. He went to the store. Did she finish her homework? Did you see that movie? Hey, if you got these right, you should feel really proud. You're successfully using all the rules we talked about today. That is fantastic work. You know, if you found this helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you'd subscribe. And for some extra practice, why not write a few of your own past simple sentences down in the comments below? I'd genuinely love to see what you come up with. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.